All right, what's up, y'all? I keep finding old footage of Eminem. Like, this is crazy. I mean, this is Eminem when he was like his first album just got released. So he's not even megastar, barely even on the map, and just starting out to get attention. So let's dive right into it. Let's go, guys.
What's going on, Master T? Just chilling out in the parking lot with the man himself, Mr. Slim Shady, Eminem.
Hi, my name is. What's going on, man?
You all right? I'm doing good.
All right.
How you feeling?
I'm chilling. I'm chilling.
All right, now some people actually think that you hook up with the man himself, Dr. Dre, and you kick out a cool video, and you think, oh, that's it. That's all you have to do. But I mean, you actually lazy, because that's how these young people think.
I wish that was all I had to do. I wish that was all I had to do.
But there's a whole foundation surrounding you. So why don't you kind of break that down for a
Hell
lot
yeah.
of people? Because I mean, you obviously, like, you're kind of tired of talking about it. You don't necessarily want to be just known as like an underground. You started from the underground in terms of like your MCing skills and that type of thing. But tell us about the foundation in terms of what brought you to this point.
What brought me to this point? I was an underground MC for years. I was doing my thing. I was in a lot of rap contests. In Detroit, I won a lot of contests, a lot of battles in Detroit. Took second place in the Scribble Jam in Cincinnati. Went to LA for the Rap Olympics. Was constantly battling. That was my thing. That was the only way for me to get known. That's the only way I knew how to get known. And then when I was in the Rap Olympics back in '97, I took second place in the Rap Olympics and gave my tape to some kids at Interscope. Interscope gave the tape to Jimmy Iovine. Jimmy Iovine.
Hold up, because I've heard this story. And when Eminem lost in that Rap Olympics in '97, it was some dudes in the crowd who were kind of like, yo, you got a demo? M didn't even know who they were. Like, it was a quick, few second exchange. Like, yo, you got a demo? Eminem didn't even think nothing of it. Like, yeah. But that demo that he handed off right there was those kids at Interscope. I don't think they were kids, probably young adults, who were A&Rs at Interscope, who got that demo that they asked for, because they're like, damn, you're tight. Let me get your demo. You got a demo? Eminem nonchalantly thought nothing of it. Here you go, yeah. They knew Jimmy Iovine. Obviously, Jimmy Iovine's right-hand man is Dr. Dre. So that just goes to show, man. I mean, I don't know. I put God into the equation. Like, Eminem worked his ass off. He didn't know what was happening at the time. Yeah, here goes my demo. But that demo toss to them kids is what made him get on.
He liked it, and he gave it to Dre. He played it for Dre. And Dre liked it, and Dre was looking for me, and found me like 3 days later.
Well, the combination's working. I mean, you're also kind of bringing Dre back in a way, to a certain extent. I mean, he's always been
True.
I mean, he's always been there. He's always been doing this thing. But realistically, I mean, his last album really wasn't, that great. But here, everyone's feeling the actual production here.
Dre was off track for a minute. Dre had a couple of bad years, but Dre is like a cat. Dre is always gonna land on his feet. He's always gonna land on his feet. So, I feel like me and Dre got a chemistry similar to him and Snoop's chemistry. Not necessarily to compare myself to Snoop, but there's a certain chemistry there, and all Dre needed was to work with the right people. You know what I'm saying? So Dre's back.
Right, in a big way. Do you think the art of, you talked about, in terms of how you got your lyrical skills, do you think the art of MCing is kind of like, is it dwindling in terms of like the way we're dealing with a lot of the commercial things in terms of hip?
You know what? This is actually before Forgot About Dre came, which kind of, okay, that makes sense.
But in terms of the actual true skills, is it something that's coming back, or is it?
I feel like it's coming back. I don't feel it necessarily really left. You just gotta check for the right stuff.
True.
I'm trying to bring MCing and skill and storytelling to a next level though. I'm trying to bring a next level to the game, you know, with the way that I do my stuff.
Damn.
Now, the new album has definitely sparked a lot of controversy. I'm going to talk about the actual article written by Timothy White, which, you know, he mentioned a couple of things in terms of, you know, obviously the guilty conscience and the 97 Bonnie and Clyde thing. But what do you answer that? I mean, when you're actually talking about, you know, this like a 15-year-old girl that, you know, like, you know, hit it, you know what I mean? And
Timothy White gave me a free ad, and I want to thank him for that. And I also like his bow tie. It's a nice bow tie he had. The song Guilty Conscience that he's talking about, first of all, he doesn't know hip-hop, so he doesn't belong judging it. He doesn't even know about it, so he shouldn't speak on it. But the song Guilty Conscience, what it was trying to say, if he had half a brain in his head, was that it was 3 instances of somebody about to do something bad, and this is what was going through their mind when they was about to do this. You know what I'm saying? There's the good half of you and there's the bad half of you. And 99% of the time, especially in America, the bad half always wins. And that's what I was trying to show. It's a concept song. It's a concept song, but Timothy White didn't see the concept behind it, and obviously got offended because he probably really thinks that way. You know what I'm saying? That's his guilty conscience. He really thinks that way and wants to claim all of this righteousness and whatever, you know, but his guilty conscience is making him take it seriously. I think it hit a soft spot for Timothy White.
God damn.
So, Timothy's not here to speak for himself, but but in terms of like where you're coming from with lyrically, I mean, you know, you talk about Slim Shady as being that, you know, that side of you that, you know, when you really, you know, got to that point where you're just totally pissed and you're totally mad. I mean, how, judging from the record and some of your lyrics, I mean, like, how pissed off is Eminem? I mean, like, is this just like a real good ability for you just to kind of vent in terms of what's on your mind at this particular point in time, that your next record is on a different vibe?
I've always said that my music, for me, my music is like therapy for me. You know what I'm saying? It's a way for me to get stuff off my chest. I haven't always been pissed off. I haven't always been mad, you know.
Hold on.
It just came.
Look how not famous Eminem is right now. He's in a public parking lot by himself with nobody around him. No security. Just doing an interview. Like, there's public in the background. He's in a parking lot by himself in broad daylight, and no one's even surrounding him. That's so funny. That just lets you know this is Eminem basically before fame hit. Wow.
I feel like right now it's just came to a boiling point for me. You know what I mean? I've been through so much stuff in my life that, you know, I kind of reached a point where I was just fed up, you know, and just got tired of it. And it shows on the record, you know.
All right, but the masses kind of have to deal with what's going on in your mind.
Masses.
You know what I mean? And for some people to interpret that, it can be hard for some kids who don't necessarily understand what you've been through. You know what I mean?
I don't think nobody will ever understand what's completely on my mind, and I'm not asking people to. You know, my album is kind of like inviting you into my world. If you want to come into it, you do. If you don't, you don't. And I feel like one of the reasons that it's selling so many records is probably because there's so many kids that can relate to what I've been through. You know, there's kids that can listen to the music and say, I've been there. You know, I've been through that. So I think they can relate to it, you know. There's a lot of poor people in the world. There's a lot of lower class people that been through a lot of stuff, you know.
All right. I guess another thing that a lot of people have been talking about in terms of controversy surrounding Eminem is the album cover. Why don't you actually explain it for us?
The album cover goes along with the Bonnie and Clyde, 97 Bonnie and Clyde theme. And that song is about me murdering my daughter's mother and putting him in the trunk. And at the time when I wrote that song, I really felt like I wanted to do that. And that's why again I say my music is therapy for me. It's a way to get stuff off my chest. There's a lot of people, there's a lot of fathers that go through a lot of stuff with their babies' mothers, and they want to do that stuff, but they just don't say it.
But you talk about it so much at ease. At the time, I just wanted to murder my baby's mother.
I really did. I mean, honestly,
you act like he's the only one who thought
you've never felt like killing somebody? If you've never been so mad at somebody, has anybody ever put you through something, through so much crap that you actually felt like killing him?
I could probably say yes, but I don't necessarily know what that put it on the record.
Well, I was expressing my views. Whatever's on my mind, I'm gonna say it. If I'm thinking it, I'm gonna say it. I'm that type of person. I've always been that type of person, you know. So if I'm evil enough to think it, or I'm demented enough to think it, or I'm smart enough to think it, then I'm gonna say it. You know, whatever it is, I'm gonna say it.
Now, the hip hop community is definitely feeling what's going on with you. I mean, because you're actually gonna be you're collaborating with.
Look in the background. You got cars pulling up. Nobody's honking. Eminem. It's surreal to see this because obviously we all know once fame hit Eminem, he's lived a life of isolation, which he has talked about on many occasions. Yeah, I mean, Eminem, Michael Jackson, mega pop stars, Bieber, they live a life of isolation. So, yeah, they go out to restaurants, but they sit in the back, you know, away from people. I actually heard a song not even that long ago. Eminem was talking about how he would just give anything to walk around Target and just the aisles and not even buy shit and just browse. Like, yeah. So it's interesting.
A few people it looks like in the future. So why don't you just kind of break down what's happening there?
I did some stuff with the Mad Rapper. Did some stuff with Missy Elliott. I did some stuff with Jazzy Jeff. Who else? You know, Dre's Chronic 2000. The Chronic 2Gs. That's coming out. I'm on that.
Yeah, hasn't even came out.
With that project, that whole thing, you know, just in the studio.
Forgot about Dre.
I mean, obvious question, and you probably asked this before. Being a white rapper, you know, I mean, it's like, is it just come down to, we don't necessarily care what color person is, it just comes down to the credibility of their art form?
I think it does.
It
There's
does.
still a lot of hard-headed people out in the world that just, it doesn't matter what you bring to the table.
Hold on. You gotta realize Eminem, like, broke down the doors to, like, Eminem was like really the first white rapper. Before him there was Beastie Boys, and don't get me wrong, Beastie Boys made their mark and they had to go through what they went through because they were on Def Jam, major record label. I mean, a lot of people forget about them. Eminem actually thanked them in their his Hall of Fame, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame speech. But I mean, Beastie Boys were one of the first ones who really had to break down the doors to, like, look, yeah, we're white artists in a predominantly hip-hop black genre. And you had Vanilla Ice before then, but nobody really all the way kind of took him seriously. He was just kind of a novelty who came in. Don't get me wrong, he sold a zillion records. But then it was poof, he was gone. And like he came out on his own, but for Eminem to have a co-sign and a backing from Dre, you know, I mean, this is Dr. Dre coming off of Death Row Records with Tupac, Snoop. So for him to like reach way out to Detroit and sign this white boy Eminem who's talking about killing his baby mother, and like, this is like far left field from Dre. So like you gotta, I'm just trying to paint a picture for you. It's 1999. We know what we know now in 2025, where there's an MGK, a G-Eazy. God, I'm blanking on white rappers right now. But there's a handful of white rappers. Eminem kind of broke the door down to be a mainstream. And keep in mind, this is when MTV, TRL, they were doing specials on him because he was kind of this freak of nature white kid who came out of nowhere, linked up and co-signed with a very powerful figure, Dr. Dre. And that's why it was just like capturing lightning in a bottle. Because you had a platform like MTV TRL, which just, in the early 2000s, it would skyrocket someone's career. Everybody got home from school and watched TRL, you know, as teenagers, young adults. So, just had to say that. Sorry.
they still won't like you. But I feel like overall, hip hop is like any sport. You know what I'm saying? It's like basketball or football. If you can throw a football, it doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter if you can slam dunk a basketball. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't matter. It's all about the individual person. You know, and being that if there's not that many good white rappers, I don't have anything to do with that. You know what I'm saying? All I can do is speak for myself.
True.
You know? This is me, and this is all I can do is bring me.
I know.
You know? So I think it really depends on the individual. You know, every case is separate. Every case is different.
It's true. All right, y'all. That was that, and damn, that was cool. I don't know. I really like that. Holy crap. That was cool. I mean, that was like going back memory lane for me. But all right, y'all. I appreciate you guys watching my videos. Hit the like button. I don't know. Let me know down below what you thought. Any thoughts on the video? Any thoughts on me? Any thoughts on what you want to see coming up? All right, y'all. Let's get back to it. Peace.